everybody. Welcome back to This One Goes to 11. Once again, I am Ashlyn Lozano, invited back for better or worse, and I'm joined here by... Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, Tyler Esselman is here.
And I am Michael Osinski.
Thanks for coming back thanks for doing another round for the 100th episode, Ash.
I'm so
Nobody
happy
we'd rather have.
to be here. So honored to be here. Pressure's on.
To speak a little bit more to this, it's like one of those things where people talk about your episodes still to this day. It's the most referenced episode of the pod so far.
I've heard Damon mention it. Mm-hmm. Damon mentions it, and then your dad just mentions me in general, but like I don't remember hearing.
I think there were at least 2 or 3 other references, at least. Yeah. I think it's just
Especially
a matter of...
Is it the lasting power of Third Eye Blind?
It is, and you also came with a level of banter that I think was that we were like, oh cool, this is what this could be.
And then you were like, no, never mind.
Well, no, it was. I mean, I think maybe some people like look at the episode and go, "Third Eye." They go, "Third Eye Blind," and then there's probably that draws people to it. But then also, it was just a conversation, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone tunes into our episodes because they want to hear. It's not a lecture, and it's not like just a narrative podcast where we're sharing like music journalism. So I think
that is what I like to listen to about it. I can't believe we haven't talked about the Tiny Desk. The Third Eye Blind NPR Tiny Desk concert. Have you listened to it?
Have we? It's listen to it.
Well, we're gonna tag this on at the end.
I like Third Eye Blind. This is the thing. It's like I like that band. That's unironically, I like that band. And so you act like it was this crazy hard sell, but it was really like it's right in the pocket for me and Michael. You stacked the deck.
That is not Michael. Yeah, look at his. It would have been in 1997.
Well, it reminds me of a very specific time in my life. It reminds me of working at the putt-putt golf course. Like,
isn't that the whole point, though?
The fateful one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to have cleaning out that giraffe at the putt-putt golf course.
What was your uniform?
It was just like a white shirt that had the putt-putt logo on it, and I had to wear shorts, and we had to wear a hat, like a. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You are not a hat guy.
No.
You are many things, but you are not a hat guy.
I've always thought that.
Yeah.
All right.
What do we got on the menu, Ash?
You have brought forth an album, but before we get to that, just for the interview portion, just to warm everybody up, fluff everybody up, as a callback to the last episode. Are there any albums that you are waiting to talk about, that you are hoping to talk about, and or dreading?
Dreading.
That's my little addition.
Thriller.
Yeah. Because of what?
We're just waiting. It's the best-selling album of all time.
Are you waiting or dreading? Or both?
Waiting.
I don't think I'm really dreading any albums at this point. Like I think the only thing that I'm dreading is when there's like people, if people just aren't making these nominations in good faith, right? Like we just want.
So like I couldn't bring POD.
Do you really like it? Okay, then
in the spirit of not yucking anyone's yum.
Like 2 POD songs.
Yes, most people do on average.
An album, a whole album.
No,
see,
but Creed, I might be able to get there, and I don't care.
People,
I might be able to get there.
We just want people to care. We want people to genuinely be making these nominations in good faith. We'll talk about any album.
Okay, got it.
We'll talk about any album. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And that's the.
So
I'm looking forward to talking about Thriller in that sense because it'll be a complex conversation. I also don't have this crazy kinship with Michael Jackson, so it's like that. It'll be an opportunity for me to do that. We haven't talked about the Beatles yet.
Yeah, you haven't, but I know someone who suggested one, right?
Yeah,
but chose something else. Yeah,
you live with him.
It's been nominated.
He's right over there.
It's been nominated, like you said, but we just haven't. The time hasn't been right, so that's
kids.
Coming up because people have a lot of just like they do about Taylor. They got lots of opinions about the Beatles.
Yeah, people lose their minds over the Beatles.
Yeah. I think there's like 4 other artists.
Some literally, who we're going to talk about a little bit later.
Good.
Okay. Yeah. I think there's like maybe like 4 other artists that I can think of that I feel like why haven't we talked about them yet? Like Nirvana is one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a big one.
U2.
Yep, that one's been nominated several times.
But you got to do the one where the album that they dropped onto everyone's Apple Music.
That's been referenced a few times.
Yeah.
Watershed moment. Yeah, totally.
I think PJ Harvey is someone who we almost talked about, and I think that she's made some pretty solid albums that I think she's only come up on one person's list at this point. And then also Stevie Wonder. We haven't talked about Stevie Wonder yet.
Yeah. That's a big one.
That's crazy to me. I don't know. What about you, Tyler? What are we waiting on?
We haven't had Patti Smith. You know, like those kind of artists.
You haven't had Bob Dylan.
Have
you?
We have not.
We have not. And I don't know if he's been nominated.
One person put him on their list.
I think one that we haven't talked about yet that I'm a little surprised, but we've circulated around it is Jagged Little Pill.
Yes.
I'm surprised nobody's brought that.
Yeah.
Probably because the musical ruined it.
Did it? I don't know. I want to find out.
I don't think the musical's very good. I don't know.
Yeah. See, this is why I'm
musical.
pro our 10. Oh, sorry, bumped the thing here. I'm pro the 10-year moratorium on musical adaptations. Just give us 10 years, for only original musicals in the American theater, and then let's see what happens. You know?
Yeah.
I just think it's a good idea.
Completely agree.
I'm waiting. We haven't tried. I mean, I do think we are missing hip hop quite a bit in our catalog. We also have not talked about classical music much at all. And definitely no albums come forward.
I tried to bring forward the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. Would that count?
Yeah.
Because that's classical and it's a score.
But then soundtracks create another issue, which is every time we talk about a soundtrack, we end up talking about the movie or the show, and it becomes not as much a music podcast anymore. And then we're selective about talking about soundtracks now. I think
have to be.
Understandable, because that is exactly why I would bring it forth, is just so I could talk about the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but they're so tied up in that, the music is everything in that.
Because
that
that's it is. That's the emotional backbone of that.
100%.
So we got a couple now. Thinking to guests, are there any guests that what?
There's one person we've talked about a lot having
that
on.
you want to have on the podcast on the pod
that we want to have on.
Yeah.
But I mean, you talk about it on Michael. The pod, or you talk about it privately?
No, I don't think. Have we ever mentioned it on the podcast?
I'm not sure. Are you?
I was
Are you talking about Keanu?
Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves. We think it would be great.
We think he would be a great guest.
Yeah, we think he
would be
I think he's a really nice guy.
That's what I've heard.
And he might be down because he's all over video games lately. I don't know. Have you seen him? He's at the Game Awards
so it'd be fun.
Dear listeners, if any of you are 2 degrees away from Keanu Reeves, or 1 degree away from Keanu Reeves, slide into our DMs. Maybe don't say that, but I'll still leave it like that.
Friend who is who's a famous Twitch streamer.
Oh, really? See, we're not in on that scene.
Have an adjacent connection. I could try that for you. Okay, so we got Keanu. Anyone else, famous or not?
I'm excited to talk to more bands, to more musicians.
Like groups of people.
Or having a people on as a group, or having one person from a band and stuff like that. I just think it's a really, as we shift into the next phase of whatever this project is, I think there's a real opportunity for us to discover, in the spirit of discovering new music, to strike up relationships with these musicians and talk to them, give them an opportunity to get talk on wax and put it out there in the world, and people that would be kind of on our level, and people that want to foster a sense of community in that way. That's what I'm most looking forward to. Maybe not exactly the spirit. I'll also still talk to Dave Grohl.
Yes.
Would love to talk to him, and then I think we'll get my mom on here at some point too. Obviously, we'll see what that looks like. Still want to do that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, and my grandfather, right?
And your grandfather,
the living one, not the one from the mariachi funeral.
Oh my God, I would love that.
If you could make that happen, hey.
Yeah.
Well, Toby Keith.
You heard it here first. Yeah, come on.
No, Dad will never die.
No.
Right?
That's correct.
Also, Trent Reznor. I'd like to talk to Trent Reznor.
Trent Reznor would be great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's all over movies lately.
Yeah, he's busy.
And Johnny Greenwood.
Phyllis Griffin.
I feel like he's done a whole. Oh.
Okay, wait a minute.
I'm sorry. Where did you go?
I want Phyllis Griffin.
Because I went to Lois Griffin.
Lois Griffin, the animated character.
Alex Borstein. I would have Alex Borstein on here. She's great. Yeah.
How could I forget about Phyllis Griffin?
Phyllis,
one of the greatest teachers I've ever had.
Phyllis, I'd love, even if it was just you and me, Phyllis, we could go for a walk.
Absolutely.
And I'll get a lav mic on you.
Kidding me?
We'd have a great time. Yeah.
I ran into Kurt Nabig recently.
Oh, God love him. How you doing, Kurt?
Another great teacher.
Another great teacher.
Okay, next question. Where do you want the podcast to go next? Where do you see this love child in 5 months? After your
that's the timeline. Yeah, we got kind of the timeline there.
That'll be
Michael,
season
you
9.
Want to start? Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, once you pass 100, it's sort of. I mean, we've said that as long as people are willing to talk to us about albums, as long as we have the time to do it, like we're just going to keep on doing it. But there's always like a little push in terms of like, you know, I'd love for more people to listen to us, and I don't know how to do that in the world of algorithms and AI and you know, our tech overlords like dictating what we can and cannot listen to. Like it's I would love to have more people listen to us. Do I want to like start becoming an influencer and like make crazy like Mr. Beast inspired videos? Absolutely not. I do not want to do that. But I mean, I wanted to keep going. I know we already. I'm not going to give away too much here, but we've already decided there's going to be a theme for season 10.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done that. We just sort of invited people to come on. But at season 10, we're going to curate a little bit more. We're going to be a little more restrictive in terms of what the whole theme of the season will be. So that's something interesting. But I don't know about like what I would want it to grow into. I feel like, Tyler, you might have more specific thoughts about that.
In some ways, I think we're really, this is like our little almost part-time job, right? So it's like it's on the verge of feeling like it's on the verge of the labor being on like a part-time job level, right? And so it's doable for us right now, sort of at the scale that we're doing it, and it's like reasonably affordable in terms of overhead for like the kind of software that we need and that kind of stuff. We're probably in a mostly break-even kind of situation there, insofar as that matters. But I do think we'll enter an in-between phase, right? Where it's like, well, what does it actually mean to grow your audience and to grow your community of people? And that requires investment too, intentional investment. That is like, what kind of do we want the energy around this to be, and how much engagement can we offer to the people who want to listen to it. So those are kind of high level questions, but yeah.
Spotify as like a barrier, or is Spotify helping you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think it helps us reach new people, because I don't think we're doing enough. Because I know that like if you click on
the only reason I have Spotify anymore is because of you.
Oh.
We are on Apple too. We're on Apple Podcasts. Yeah.
We are. And YouTube.
I don't think Spotify helps us reach new people. I don't know why that's the case, but when I click on our page in Spotify, it often, for podcasts, they'll recommend other podcasts you might like. It recommends nothing underneath ours. So it doesn't know who we are, and it doesn't, like, maybe because we haven't agreed to put ads on our podcast, maybe because we haven't, like, I don't know, taken enough webinars from Spotify for creators about, like,
I don't know,
how to do this thing. But it's, I mean, I feel like, you, since we got on TikTok, Tyler, haven't you said, like, I don't know if we've increased listenership, but more people have seen our things.
You know, like, there's all these options.
Yeah.
I think that's probably this is probably the name of the game, is that there's all these different avenues we could take to trying to get out there more.
And probably a lot of people take all of them.
Sure.
Most of them. Yeah.
And we have sort of like people that we know that are doing this, like our friends Gabby and Joe, who are writing about music and marketing it online and talking, you know, like creating this whole body of work that's out there that is specifically like kind of like with this goal of talking about music in a structured way. Like they're doing it in different ways. Everybody's doing it in different ways. So I think maybe it's a resolution of mine to like continue to engage with it and can try to get better at it, actually understand what these numbers mean for who's actually listening to this podcast, and then maybe take some baby steps in that direction. But I think it's definitely something that feels like a positive outlet. And
labor of love.
Labor of love, definitely. And we have pretty cool opportunities to see where it goes next.
Yes.
And it could go a lot of different ways.
All right. Well, the main course, if you will.
For this episode,
I took the time for the main course. which I'm so excited to talk about. So you have brought forth an album for the 100th, officially 100th episode to bring into the pantheon. So does that make it the 100th album?
This is the 100th. This is the 100th album. Right?
Is it technically? I mean, I don't.
What makes you say it's not?
Episode 99.
Oh, yes, it is still an album. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still it. It's the 100th.
It's the 100th.
This is the 100th. We're saying it's the 100th episode, so that's we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
What's the album?
We have brought before the tribunal today, the one-person tribunal named Ashlyn Lozano, Queens of the Stone Age's Songs for the Deaf. Their 2002 album, their third album as Queens of the Stone Age, and we are nominating this together.
We are.
Now, right off the bat, album title. How are we metabolizing that in the year 2025?
Songs for the Deaf?
Yes.
It's sort of in keeping with... What does it
mean to you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of in keeping with this attitude that I think Queens of the Stone Age, when Queens of the Stone Age has come up on the pod, and just in like us talking about them over the years, even just us three off pod, this idea of desert rock gets invoked. And I think that they are the perfect kind of desert rock because it's music that's hyperbolic in a way, and it's music that has to fit in the opening sequence to a Mad Max film. Like that is what desert rock is to me. And this is absolutely music that would fit in like the George Miller verse, right? There's this hyperbole to it, like the deaf, right? Like music, the deaf couldn't hear this music. Blah. Like there's a little bit of chutzpah to it that I think works for me, and it also does sound a little like hokey now. Right, in 2025, Songs for the Deaf is like maybe a little bit hokey as a title, but I think that adds to it. It burnishes it.
I mean, Josh Homme lyrics and human-wise has been a little problematic at times. So I think I was like, while prepping for this, I was looking through to see who all the radio DJs are on this album. Yeah. And I mean, if you look at the circle of people around Josh Homme,
that was my Easter egg.
What?
That I kept being a DJ.
Oh.
DJ Lozano, bitch.
DJ Lozano, bitch.
Okay, there's 4. But I mean, like the people who surround him, he is now sober, and he has
good
custody.
For him.
He has custody of his children. He also had some medical scares recently. But you look at his history and the people that surrounded him, and he has been surrounded by wildly problematic figures. And some of his lyrics kind of they go right up to that line, which, I mean, I don't know. Also, I mean, regarding the title, I just discovered this for the first time because listening to this on Spotify, the first track on this album, I was like, I don't remember this song existing on the album, which is called The Real Song for the Deaf. It's because it's not track 1. You only were able to access that track if you started to play the CD and then held down the rewind button on your CD, because it was a pre-track that the CD player would not recognize right away. So it was a secret track at the beginning of an album.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm getting to this earlier than planned.
Okay, go for it.
But playing a track, having to rewind to play a track on a CD, I think, just reaffirms my theory that this album, when I heard this album in its entirety, I was like, you know what? I understand the Satanic Panic now. I think Tipper Gore had a point.
She had a point.
Because there's something about this album. I kept getting Charles Manson, Spawn Ranch. I just kept getting all these this sinister imagery and very witchy, but not feminine witchy, Witch King of Angmar witchy,
exactly.
It's very
macabre. It's
dark,
macabre.
but
vultures.
Also,
Gosh, shit.
Yes, and hot desert, it made me think of Spawn Ranch. It made me think of David Lynch.
Yep.
We'll get to that, but
it's dark but propulsive. It's not meditatively dark.
No.
It's that's why I said on the first part of our episode, this is a gym album. You can, I mean, this starts and it does not stop.
It feels like you're in a fast car to hell. You're just kind of going real fast.
Through Orange County. through like
yes.
you're like
mm-hmm.
it is
where
deeply
I'm from.
Exactly. It's a deeply SoCal kind of album. It's very and like the desert element of that, but even like the radio interludes are so well integrated into the whole thing to be really theatrical. And I think there is the machismo that comes with Josh Homme is balanced by he's got a little bit of glam to him. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of Bowie in Josh Homme.
I kept having to check that Scott Weiland wasn't the vocalist. Like I was every couple of songs I'd be like, this is Scott Weiland, right?
Well,
like
there's also
tagged him in.
3 different vocalists on this album because this is back when Queens of the Stone Age
but
wasn't
none of
just...
them are Scott Weiland.
None of them was Scott Weiland.
Or Nick Cave, who I also hear a little bit.
There's definitely some Nick Cave.
Mark Lanigan gets a little Nick Cave-esque at times. It's Josh, and there's Mark Lanigan of Screaming Trees is the lead vocal on a few, and then this guy Nick Oliveri, who was the bass player. And then I think after the next album, they ditched Nick because they had a fight or something. I think actually a physical fight, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
But I mean, now it's just Josh Homme and his homies, for lack of a better word.
Rotating cast, yeah.
Love it.
It works so well. This is so you and me too. I think this is a very. I'm glad that we're nominating this one together because it's a blend of our sensibilities, part of our history with Ashlyn, with doing the modern rock project that we referenced in the first part of this. This was I sang this song, or I sang No One Knows as part of that project, and that was really fun. I think maybe it was all, it was all leading to something. I feel like that project was good. Certainly it informs what you and I are doing with this, Michael. I think that working on that workshop, but then also like how this dovetails with our other interests, right? Bringing this kind of theatricality and this kind of specificity of the world that's being created, like how we do that in the theater that we've made before. It's all part of our macro, our macro interests, and what we've been doing over these last several years.
So, do you want to talk a little bit about why it is a perfect album?
Yeah, I mean, it is a complete concept.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've even said it's kind of a loose concept. I think you actually said it better, Ashlyn. The idea of like you're on like a road trip to hell, essentially. Like it feels
like literal
like
hell.
Yeah. Literal hell.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But so there's like the complete concept of it feeling like a road trip through California, fast. You are driving really fast, and it's hot. And maybe there's other people in the car with you, but you're not doing much talking because the music is just playing so loud.
Right.
It feels, I know sometimes we've had guests talk about perfect albums having like a variety of things. This does not, as far as I'm concerned. This is like all one thing. When it gets towards the end, it changes a little bit, and the hidden track is
that's what I was thinking of.
This sort of beautifully like symphonic thing that pops up at the end, which I think indicates a lot of where Queens of the Stone Age ends up going. But it feels like it's all one thing. There are purposes for this album. This is a road trip album. This is a gym album. It feels so cohesive, and not just because there's these little interludes that pop up of DJs saying, hey, like making sort of like clever remark or whatnot. So I mean, that's a starting argument, I think. What else you got, Tower?
It features. To me, something that has been invoked over our 100 episodes that I think doesn't always, it's not always a deal breaker, or it's not always like a checkbox, but it does feature, in my opinion, Queens of the Stone Age. It features their best song, which I would say is No One Knows. And so, like that, to me, it's like very helpful in the case of it being a perfect album, is it's like, oh, does it have your most iconic song? The song that most people think about when they think of you? Then chances are, if you're building around that in a meaningful way, you're going to do okay. So that burnishes its case for sure. And this, we talk a lot about aggressive music, being,
Michael talks about anger, being connected to anger in music,
positively processed anger through music. And I think that these guys do it with that kind of snarl, like the Iggy Pop thing, right? They're dealing with their aggression in that way. Mm-hmm. And it's never, as much as Josh Homme does have his checkered past, like the music itself doesn't feel like it's overly misogynistic all the time. You know, like it feels like it's trying to process your aggression and your anger in a way that feels productive, I guess you could say.
Oh. Well, if you listen real close to some, there's a song on a couple songs on subsequent albums. I'm thinking specifically on the next album. They have a song called "Broken Box" that is. Just,
come on! Oh my God! Wait.
Yeah. on
I'm gonna look at the lyrics right now as you continue to talk about this. Go ahead.
Yeah, which is.
Go ahead, tell me.
Yeah, it's in any case. So I would say trying to wrestle with it. And maybe they haven't quite succeeded yet.
Sure.
Like I think it's I think like something that I will say that I have admired them for doing, and this is consistent, not just in this album, is like there's a cleverness to the production. These are little like nerdy things I pick up on, but the one thing is the sound. Like this sounds kind of claustrophobic, and I read up on it. Apparently, like it's part of it is the way that they recorded Dave Grohl's drums. Also, Dave Grohl's drums on this album.
Yes,
yeah.
Your album had to include Dave Grohl, who is
had to.
You know, personal.
If we had picked a different Queens of Stone Age album, it would have included Trent Reznor as well. So,
interesting that you didn't.
He appears on Era Vulgaris.
I do feel like Dave Grohl's like the Forrest Gump of music in the last 50 years.
If you were doing fantasy rock band and you were drafting, Dave Grohl should be your number 1 or number 2 pick because he plays the most instruments and he has the most connections.
Yeah.
But no, like the way that they recorded his drums, apparently they recorded the cymbals and the drums separately so that it would sound so there's something in the way that sounds, but also just I think it's on God is in the Radio where there's a part where like it cuts away to like a drum beat and just the like precision of the way he I think the first time you do it you only hear it 3 times and the second time you hear it 4 times. I just think he's thinking about things on like a nerdy, really super technical level that like I appreciate that as well. So
he being
Josh
Dave?
Homme.
Josh. Okay.
And the precision's the right word for it. There's it's a clinical, surgical precision to this album at times, and it gives it like they put a lot of heft behind it too, though. So like it feels like it doesn't drag on really. It's efficient as an album, which is not necessarily always the thing, but I think works.
But it
really
does seem like there is some jamming as well.
Yeah.
Like there's jamming, which is not a problem. Like it doesn't feel long or slow, but
it's in a container, right? It's like it's in the perfect container that jamming needs to be in, and that's almost like a classic rock and roll thing, right? Like you get that many bars, you get that many bars, and then we're coming back. So I think he's in a particular niche of American music, American rock music, especially from like the kind of turn of the millennium, and he'll probably get lumped in. I think there's something about Queens of the Stone Age kind of being a little underrated that I like for them being included here. Like they may not get as many of the flowers as some of the other butt rock bands do, but
they're not butt rock though.
They got a little butt rock to them though, right?
Classify Michael, who is butt rock?
Nickelback.
Oh, come on. Another band where I like some of their songs.
Yeah,
like I can make a case for some Nickelback songs.
This is how you remind me that maybe there are some albums that we shouldn't cover.
That is a good song.
I know.
My mother's ringtone for like 5 years was Rockstar by Nickelback.
Jory, come on.
So ridiculous.
What are you doing?
I mean, I just wanna be big rock. I don't know why
that's the worst one too. That's
the worst one. It's a bad one.
I just don't think they're
suit
butt
her
rock
at all.
I don't think Queens of the Stone Age is butt rock. Because I think that there's
fair enough.
So Nickelback, can you name another butt rock so we can kind of
Creed.
get? Okay, but I feel like that is.
I'm saying that Queens of the Stone Age has a dash of butt rock, which actually helps it, because they have a dash of butt rock that is
butt rock the clinical term? This is new to me. Is that a thing?
In my opinion, like kind of the least common denominator of the worst songs by Nickelback. Maybe you could consider the apotheosis of butt rock. Maybe, I don't know. I'm spitballing here.
Predictable post grunge.
So it's like deliberately.
This is why we love you.
God, what's the name? I'm just trying to get on the same level so I understand what you're saying.
With
It's deliberately
Hinder.
Oh man.
Yeah. Lips of an Angel. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then wait a minute. So then, but if you're going to say the Queens of the Stone Age has a little bit of butt rock in it, then like, doesn't Foo Fighters also have a little bit of butt rock in it?
Yes.
Well, does Stone Temple Pilots have butt rock in it?
See, now you're getting into that's Stone STP's veering into something else that I think was like. That was more.
Man, I really hear them.
That's another. Oh my God, Stone Temple Pilots, Purple. I wish we would cover that. That is a fucking amazing.
Oh,
album.
that would be fun. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
All right.
Anywho, yes, I just think that the bit they might get lumped in with those bands a little bit. I think it will be
Creed
to their credit to be like a little bit more impactful and a little bit more propulsive than a lot of those other bands that they may just get lumped in with.
And this is where we cut to the Scott Stapp singing the national anthem at the NASCAR, like in 2001 NASCAR.
We don't have to. We don't have to.
We should though.
No.
Or 2002, no. I think it was. So normally you talk about, do you have a memory of the first time you listened to it? Or can you tell me where it takes you?
I listened to it like when it first came out because I had bought their second album. I don't remember why. I remember when I think about it, Queens of the Stone Age, the Rated R might be one of those albums that I bought when I was like, I feel like I should buy this. I don't know why, but I feel like people are telling me I should buy this, and I'm curious.
Yeah.
And I liked some songs off of it. I mean, like Feel Good Hit of the Summer is a pretty good song off that album. And so like they were always kind of in my music consciousness, I guess. And I remember buying this because I did like the song No One Knows. Also, Go With The Flow is a real good single as well.
Yeah,
like that's like
great single.
Clear road trip song. So I remember buying that and think this is one of the first albums that I started thinking of in terms of like, 5-star album because it just had that cohesiveness and it appealed to like, my anger prone musical tastes in a way. So it got heavy rotation. And then I lost the CD because I left one of my portable CD cases in a, what were they called? I think they were called Zip Cars. Maybe it was called Philly Car Share at the time. I think, but before Zip Car existed, there was a car share in Philly, and I had rented a car for my theater company for when we were doing like a loadout or something like that. And I forgot that I left the CD case in there. So for a while, I did not own this CD at all anymore, and it was very upsetting. So there's,
upsetting.
But I mean, the memory I have that I associate with Tyler is like him singing No One Knows. And I mean, come on, Ashlyn, like there is look at him. Like he's a little bit Josh Homme in appearance. Like Josh Homme, the Ginger Elvis, like,
I've gotten it a few times.
I do see it now. And I keep flashing back to memories of you singing this song in that room at the theater school with the curtains all around.
It was fun.
The green curtains, yeah.
And you were kind of like shaking your leg.
Yeah. I was trying,
did you have a broomstick?
I had a broomstick.
Yeah, that was your guitar.
You
did.
My guitar. Damn. We love theater. Speaking of theater.
That and Wes in that time, I hear a little bit of Metallica too sometimes in this album. I didn't write down like specific. Oh, I did. First It Giveth. I wrote a little Metallica.
It's metal. This album's kind
of
metal.
Metal. There is metal there. There's metal in them there.
And like
hills.
even specifically Wherever I May Roam, because that's very desert.
Yes.
Rattlesnake. Take you to hell kind of music.
Yeah, and this is exactly why I think it's hard to the question of there being skips on it. It's like I'm almost never like when I listen to this album, I almost always start it just like I hit start at the beginning of the album and I just let it rock because
it's only an hour. It's pretty short.
It's short and also like it's hard to differentiate song from song when you're listening into it in that way. So you really wouldn't skip. You're not really experiencing it in that way. So I think that is a credit to it being complete, like Michael said. Like there's a completeness to it. It doesn't need anything more or anything less.
So the interludes are often attached to other songs.
To the other tracks, yeah.
I wish
silence in between.
Yeah, take a page out of like Janet Jackson and put your interludes as separate tracks.
No, I like that they did it because So I started listening to this album with headphones on, and when going back to what you're saying about claustrophobia, I quickly realized that was wrong because I started feeling like, oh my god,
it's a lot.
It's oppressive.
And maybe that's why it's so scary to me. But
it's
and then I
scary,
it seems like the kind of album that's meant to be played either in a car or like in a room through a speaker, not into headphones. And I liked that I was never sure like the interludes would come on. I feel like there were moments of silence sometimes, and I was like, oh, did something go wrong? And it didn't go wrong. It was just waiting to get to the DJ for that interlude. I don't know. I kind of liked it. It kind of carries you along, and once it starts, you're just.
It's sequenced well. It's sequenced very well. Yeah. And I think it's, like Michael said,
thanks for condensing what I said down into 3 words.
It really, like, it's sequenced in a way that really kind of has dynamics. And like the way that you're saying, like, you kind of are on bated breath at some points because it moves fast. I think this is probably one of the bands that you and I talked about early on in our friendship as well. I know that we've talked about bands like Muse a lot. Muse has been a band that Michael and I have shared over the course of our friendship, and that's a band that I think has a similar sort of scale to the way that they were making music. They kind of ended up in a similar sort of echelon of the scope of the music that they were making. But Muse went in this really weird direction. You know, like they went in the more dubstep direction and the more EDM sort of style, whereas Josh and Queens of the Stone Age have kind of doubled down on this thing that is theirs.
It's desert rock.
Yeah, they've doubled down on it, and they've really. It's not that they haven't kind of stretched themselves, because I think there's plenty of challenging moments in throughout their discography, but they've really honed in on what they do well, and I admire that in an artist, somebody who's doing them, but in different ways that feel subtle and authentic, genuine.
Point there for the "you do you" reference. So the next thing is what, the rating?
Well, I mean, what do you? I mean, Ashlyn, what do you think? I mean, we've given you a great deal of power here. We've asked you to listen to the album. We've made our case in a much more condensed way than our guests do, because you know, we've been on the podcast before 100 times, in fact.
Once or twice.
So like, I guess it's up to you, Ashlyn. I can't believe we're handing over this power, Tyler.
I know. We have to.
My God.
Like, does this enter
Songs
the
for the Deaf by Queen of the Stone Age go to 11? Is it a perfect album?
Listen, on one shoulder I have Tipper Gore, and on the other shoulder I have Dave Grohl.
I love it.
And I think it goes to 11.
Yes.
Like, I have to listen to Dave Grohl.
Yes. I would have loved if Tipper was like, no, it actually does. It actually does.
Tipper Gore actually loves Queen of the Stone Age.
Yeah, who knew?
Oh my God.
Is she dead? She's got to be dead, right?
No, she's still alive.
No, I think she's still alive. Like Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs is very much
This is a genre littered with men who have died too young.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Tipper Gore.
Well,
I wish her well.
Yes.
Wish her well.
Hope she's all right.
Hope she's all right.
Hope she's fine.
Well, before we bring things to a close, we asked some of our former guests to share some congratulatory messages with us.
If they felt like it. We didn't compel any of them.
We said, hey, if you want to, no big deal.
Yeah.
And
we haven't listened to this.
Yeah, our dear friend Damian Figueres put together the sequence. So we have not listened to this yet, so we're going to listen to this right now and react to it afterwards. So let's hear what all these people had to say.
Friend of the pod, Meg Williams here, member of the original Mike Squad and Tyler's co-pizza monster. Congratulations, the real kind, on 100 episodes. Your podcast is so good that, well, you know the rest. Love you.
Gil Tanner also sent his congratulations, but he sang along to a copyrighted song, so we can't use it in this package. Rest assured, it was hilarious.
Hey, Michael and Tyler, it's your favorite economist and heavy metal professor, Sahar Milani. Congratulations on 100 episodes. I had such a great time talking with you about Finnish death metal in my episode. Hope to see you guys in a mosh pit someday soon.
100, this one goes to 11 episodes potted. 100 truly incredible albums to hear. 125 trillion points are awarded. Thank God this podcast can help me get through this year. Love you guys so much. Congrats on this incredible accomplishment. And clearly you need to have me back on to talk about Rent.
Hey, Michael and Tyler. It's Ed Miller from When Doves Podcast. Congratulations on your 100th episode. And looking forward to the next 100, my friends. Love your podcast. Congratulations, guys.
Happy birthday. This one goes to 11 because now you're 100 years old. Hey, Tyler and Michael, congratulations on your 100th episode. I'm so proud of you guys, and you guys have come out with some great episodes that has actually shown me some great music from your contributors and collaborators that I had never heard of. Thank you so much for having me on the episode, and I'm so happy for you guys, and I can't wait to see what comes out of it.
Hey guys, Alexis here from the 2024 Election Day episode with Hounds of Love. Wishing you a huge congrats. Thank you for your humor, brilliance, and lifting us up with the power of music. Cheers to many, many more.
Hi, this is Tyler Rife, and I recommend It Feels back in the day. Congratulations on 100 episodes of This One Goes to 11. Hopefully there will be 1,100 more.
Hey, this is a message from Tyler Rosinski. Your car is ready for pickup. I took a look at your airbag, and there was no blowout there. Everything's in its right place. No surprises, but I had to replace the ripcord because it was packed like sardines in a crushed tin box in there. I might be wrong, but y'all are lucky. I caught this. I'm optimistic. Cost will be the same old dollars and cents. That's all I need. Hey, by the way, do you do that Desert Island Disc podcast or something?
Boys, I love you. I'm proud of you. It's a good thing you've put out into the universe once a week for 100+ weeks. Here's to another 100 more. Can't wait to listen.
Hey guys, it's Doug Morrell. Congrats on the 100th episode. But, I was really waiting to congratulate you on the 111th episode. I think that's the true milestone, isn't it? But congrats on 100 anyways. It's quite an accomplishment. Take care.
This is Paul Esselman. Michael and Tyler, congratulations on your 100th episode. Thank you for expanding this old guy's musical horizons and keeping me hip. Keep up the good work.
This is Melissa Madonna Young congratulating This One Goes to 11 on your 100th episode, which is frigging epic. Do you know what else is frigging epic? Confessions on a Dance Floor or Ray of Light by Madonna, top to tail, so great, just like both of you. Congratulations.
Hi, Michael and Tyler. This is Kashia. Congratulations on your 100th episode. Woo! I just want to say thank you for letting me share my love for Frank Ocean's Blonde album on your podcast, and I wish you 100 more. Yay!
Hey fellas, this is George Keating, your theater school at DePaul sibling or maybe uncle, and the ultimate cherub, wishing you congratulations and many, many more years of This One Goes to 11!
Hello, and congratulations on 100 episodes of This One Goes to 11 from me, the greatest guest you've ever had on the show, the most popular, as voted for by no one, but we all know that everyone was thinking it. Matt Risby here from across the water, bringing an international flavour to proceedings. 100 episodes means syndication, I believe, so well done on that, and having the rest of your lives off with your feet up and that steady drip of passive income that will keep dripping through and never cease.
Hi, this is Lindsay Teskey. A huge congratulations on reaching your 100th episode. You guys have truly gifted the world with such a wonderful show, and I feel very lucky to have been a small part of it. Congratulations again, and take care.
Hi guys, this is Alex Hogru. I just want to say congratulations on your 100th episode. This show is the best. I had the best time being on it, and I can't wait for the next 100.
This is Michael Achenbach, and congratulations, This One Goes to 11 on your 100th episode. Michael and Tyler, congrats on the hard work and dedication that you've put into this project as well. It is amazing, and each episode shows. Thank you for the music, old music, new music, and challenging my perspective to listen to more.
Hey, Joe here from Sydney, Australia. Wanted to wish you congratulations on 100 fantastic episodes of getting inside people's heads, finding out what makes them tick, and fantastic music, obviously. Here's to 100 more.
Hi, Michael and Tyler. It's Janice Roland Radway. I have a new album recommendation. It's Mayor Hawthorne for All Time. It is funky, sexy, and cool, like me. Enjoy.
Hello, this is Samantha Lopez.
Hi there, this is Matt Mellis.
And we just wanted to congratulate Michael and Tyler, two of the coolest guys we know, for making it to their 100th episode.
Thank you for talking all these awesome albums with us, guys. And we think you guys go to 11.
Oh my gosh. What the hell, y'all? That was amazing.
That made us sound so professional too.
Like, it did.
All these people. I mean, kudos. Also, by the way, thank you, Damien, for putting that all together. So that
thank you, Damien.
This would be the first time we would hear all these congratulations messages. But
yeah, it's amazing, guys. Really cool. Really, really grateful to do this with you, Michael. And man, we couldn't be more grateful to everybody who's been on the podcast so far. it's one of the joys. It's one of the joys of my life that we get to do this together. So, man, I just couldn't. I'm overflowing with gratitude right now, I would say.
Well, same here, Tyler. I'm grateful for the reminder of what it is to be human, because I just have these opportunities to like speak with you and someone else in analog, even though we're like, via Zoom. It's not something we like can rush through. It's just like it's a conversation we have in real time about music that means something to people. And I don't know, I just think if I have to like schedule that, if we have to keep doing this to like make sure that we have that human time, then I'm going to keep on doing that. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, I forget that for some of these people we've talked to, maybe they've never been on a podcast before. Maybe they've never talked with people about music the same way that they talk with us about it. And I guess I just forget that, maybe our little 1 hour each week does have some impact on some people. And, if that's what we do, if that's our mark on the podcasting world, then I'm happy with that.
Me too, dude. Me too. It's enough. Even that's enough. It's enough validation of doing this is just hearing from all those people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of like.
That's a lot of people.
I know that's what I was struck with. I was like, holy God, there's so many.
A lot of love.
Yeah, it's a lot of them.
It's a lot of love. Oh,
also, Annie DeMario also sent me a message to say that she tried to record a voice memo and could not figure out how to do it. So she sends her love as well.
There will be other opportunities, weren't there?
Exactly.
Sending it right back, Annie. Damn, this was really fun, Ashlyn, and you are truly the best. Like we have found kindred artistic spirits together, and I'm every chance we get to do something like this, I love it. That's what I want.
Thanks for inviting me into your house to smash things a little bit. I love you guys so much. I will talk to you anytime. And here's, at least 100 more.
Yeah.
At
least 100. Yeah, it's gonna be. Who knows? It's gonna be crazy. I think I want some craziness. I want to meet some wild people. I want to meet. If this is another reminder, it's like truly, if you know anyone, if anyone out there is listening to, and you know somebody who you think might enjoy coming on and making their case for an album that they think is perfect, seriously DM us. Genuinely. We've been getting crazy emails from, I'm sure spam like podcast producers, but we want to actually hear from you.
And of course, if you know Keanu Reeves too, like
but it doesn't have to be him.
It doesn't have to be.
Right, we'll talk to anybody. So thank you again, Ashlyn. This was really special, and I'm gonna remember this for a long time.
You're so special.
Michael, do you have anything else? Anything else before we get going?
I guess it feels so weird to say this at the end of a special 100th episode like this, but if you're not following us on social media,
check us out.
Do that. If you have never listened to Queens of the Stone Age Songs for the Deaf in its entirety, please go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Do that.
And, stay tuned. There might be a few other little surprises coming up. This is technically our last full episode of the season, but there might be a couple other little surprises coming in the next few weeks. And so, just keep staying tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I feel like there should be a disclaimer. If you're going to listen to this album, just know that you're going to start loving it, but by the end, you might want to murder Sharon Tate. So
yeah, that's true. So be careful.
Be careful.
Be careful. Yeah.
Have some sage.
At your own risk.
Yeah. Have something nearby.
So maybe listen to this one in tandem with the Downward Spiral by 9 Inch Nails. Or
perfect
not. Maybe
double
not.
feature. Perfect double feature. I love that. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, we love you. Talk to you soon.
Bye.